You can hear us.
You got us right.
You got us. Oh, yeah, we talked at the Senior Bowl, and you were kind of getting meetings with everybody. At what point did the Saints start to become a realistic option in terms of big unit?
Sorry, can you guys repeat that one more time? It's kind of you guys' audio. So sorry.
Is this better?
Yeah.
Okay. Try again, Jeff.
Yeah. Taliese, I know you were at the Senior Bowl, you met with everybody. At what point did the Saints kind of really become a big part of this process for you in terms of scouting and meeting with them?
I treat all teams with they're always like up there, but like the Saints, it was kind of surprising. I didn't expect it, but I'm glad the Saints picked me up because I have a lot of family members that are fans, and this is just a blessing for me.
How much outside zone run did you guys use in college, and is that something that you're pretty comfortable with doing?
Yeah, like our bread and butter at Oregon State was a lot of wide zone. I played for Jim Mahalchik, and that's like probably Oregon State's bread and butter. We were kind of known for that, hopefully. But we did that basically every game, the wide zone. So.
And what about your skill set? Do you think makes you like? What about your skill set? Do you think makes you well suited for that?
I think just being able to know how to run off the ball. I think some people don't think running is a big part of the wide zone, but I think it's all just straight angles and running up the ball, which I think I was a well taught guy from Coach Mahalchik. He taught me a lot of his stuff, and it works for us. So I feel pretty comfortable with wide zone.
Why were the Saints a surprising team, I guess? Is it because of who they already had on their roster?
Yeah, well, me and the Saints didn't talk too much, too much, but I know it's just anything can happen in the draft. So just being able to get drafted by them is just crazy, but it's a blessing. So.
Where have you developed your game the most just in the last year or two?
I think in the run game. I think some people see that too. Just being able to help and play nastiness. First starting, people thought I didn't play too well in the run. So I really try to up my game in that, and I feel like I kind of showed that through the 2023 season. So.
The fact you were able to not allow a single sack your entire college career, what does it say about your ability to pass block?
That I feel like, some people don't think I can pass block, but I feel like just being able to show that I have a lot of potential within pass. I still got a lot of stuff to learn, but I feel like I'm in the right track with that.
And you played right tackle, of course, during your last year. But what do you think about your versatility to play on either side of the line?
I feel pretty comfortable. Obviously, I only play right tackle with light reps at Oregon State, but with Coach Mahalchik, he tries to move us around. Guard, left tackle was I didn't play too much of it, but I still feel comfortable because working off season, I've been working a lot of left tackle reps, so I feel pretty comfortable everywhere on the line, mostly.
How familiar are you with this organization, like Derek Carr, Alvin Kamara, and have you ever been to New Orleans or Louisiana?
I've never been there. The team, obviously, yeah. You got Derek Carr, Alvin Kamara, and then you got Ramczyk at right tackle. I don't know too much about me. I don't watch too much NFL because you got to get away somehow. But I know this organization. They only love good, great things to come, and I'm excited to give these guys my all. So.
Did you say you had family members who are fans?
Yeah. So you gotta ask the question who's from that area. But we don't really have, but it's just our family has a big variety of teams, 49ers, New Orleans, Steelers. So, and now, especially now, since I'm now the whole family is basically
where are you watching the draft? What did you do for the draft?
I'm in Hawaii because I have most of my family here, so I'm in Oahu right now.
Worst places to spend draft night, right?
You said what, sir? Sorry.
I said worst places to spend the draft night, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
What's your football background? What age did you start playing, and was this always your primary sport?
Yeah, it was always my primary sport. I played at a young age, like kindergarten, first grade. My dad just threw us in with the fourth graders, and you know, I'd get beat up when I was a kid, but you know, it definitely kind of helped toughen me up and learn how to play with a little more grit. So, yeah.
And obviously, the game has changed to where you could play left tackle or right tackle, and they're equally important. But why did you stick at right tackle? Obviously, you had a lot of talent, but what made that the right fit for you at Oregon State?
I think just where my O-line coach see me, you know, I'm a big, you know, listen to the coach and, you know, what they got to say. So, you know, we had a left tackle field and, you know, right tackle needed a filling in. So, you know, I just stepped up to the plate wherever, you know, the best spot could play. You know, that's where I wanted to play, wherever the coach thought best spot could be up.
Did you have any football heroes growing up playing football?
Football, what's their star?
What do you idolize, you know, football growing up?
Yeah. When I first watched, it was kind of crazy. When I first watched football, I seen just the first poly player I've ever seen was Versatility. And it's kind of like an old player, but he was a linebacker for Seattle. But, you know, like growing up, you see Polynesian players in the league, it's kind of, you know, it makes you want to drive to be something like that. So even though he's a linebacker, I'm an old lineman. I know it's crazy, but yeah.
How big is your draft party? How big is your draft party? How many family members do you have there and stuff?
Probably around maybe like 100 something. Yeah, there's a good amount of people here, so yeah.
And is that all family or family and friends or?
Mostly, yeah, all family. Then I got, you know, a couple friends here from Oregon State that came with me, so yeah.
What was the moment like when you first got the phone call?
Man, I kind of like jumped up. I looked at my agent and I'm like staring in the eyes, like, do I answer this? He's like, yeah, you answer. It's like, what are you talking about? So I answered the phone and, you know, just it's kind of hard to hold the emotion back. You know, I'm not the biggest guy in showing my emotions, but you know, it's hard to hold back after you get a call like that. So
What's the history of the weights you've played at in college, and where do you feel most comfortable?
Yeah, so I came into college when I was a freshman, like 340. But you know, like each year, like when I first started playing, I tried to stay around 325, 328. Last season, I started at 335, and then I wanted to try it out, but I thought really like 325, 328, around those like weights feel pretty good.
At what point in your career did you feel like the NFL was a reality for you?
I was thinking this past season, you know, I didn't think, you know, I was like, you know, I played football because, you know, it's the sport I love to play. But, you know, then you hear, you know, media about like, you know, like, hey, this guy, Taliese Fuaga, he's kind of coming up. And I think after the game I played against UCLA with Latu, you know, a great guy, but I guess, you know, people started, you know, seeing me at my ability to play the game. So probably last year.
Did you play any other sports growing up?
Did I what, sir? Sorry.
Did you play any other sports growing up?
Yeah, I played youth basketball. I wasn't the best. You know, I foul out maybe, but basketball was not my sport. I like volleyball, but man, when you get spiked on and it's coming straight at you, it's kind of hard to react to that. But basically, mostly just football.
It's funny you ended up getting picked one spot ahead of Latu. I know you also went him against in the Senior Bowl. What was it about that game that brought you attention?
I think just how good he is. You know, especially you don't see a lot of finesse guys that can move like Latu or bend like Latu. So, you know, me being able to do my thing, you know, like show what I can do against Latu, I think kind of like showed a lot of teams that, you know, like, hey, this guy can play the game too. You know, Latu's a great player. Definitely haven't seen a player like that before. But yeah, you know, great guy. So,
what were some of the things on the menu at your draft party there? Items.
Like we're talking about
food, drink, whatever.
Drink, whatever, soda for the kids. You know, I've got to stay hydrated over here in Hawaii. It's pretty hot, so I drink water. But you know, you got like adobo. Usually do poly food, but there's still poly food here. You know, there's like, you know, oka, we call it. It's raw fish, a lot of raw fish over here. Rice is just Hawaii. That's in general. Rice with everything, but yeah.
You talk about it being hot in Hawaii. How well you think you'll be able to handle the Louisiana heat?
I'm ready. I had a friend, Brian Thomas. He played for LSU, but you know, he talks about like how the heat is down there. But you know, I think I'm ready. I've always played Northwest, but you know, sometimes you get tired of the rain. So I think it'll be good for me.
How do you know Brian Thomas?
We had trained together we're in California together, pre-combine. So
How did that relationship start, and how's it developed since then?
Like it's tough because we do training, but we lift weights, and he's always a good guy. He's a quiet dude, but he's still a great guy. He's good at Call of Duty. I don't know if he said that to anybody, but he's pretty good at Call of Duty. Over the time you get more conversation out of him instead of just a hey or hi. But like I would say, we're pretty solid friends. And he's a great guy. So nothing but the best of luck for that guy.
Who's better between you and him in Call of Duty?
I don't know. We had played Call of Duty together with all the guys I was training with, and I kind of dropped about like 14 kills, and he had maybe 8. So I'd say I don't know. I think I let that speak for itself. So
could you expand on the work you've done this offseason or like this draft cycle of working at left tackle? What is that kind of involved, and how did you like it?
Some people like to say it's like driving on the other side of the freeway, but it's the same exact thing at the right side. Now, basically, you just flip it to the left. I don't really see too much of a problem, but it feels fresh, I would say, because I haven't touched it in a live game, but I feel good at left side. Yeah, that's all I can say, really.
It's only 4:00 in Hawaii. How long does the draft party last?
Well, yeah, I don't know, man. Family Hawaii time is, it gets pretty long, so I can keep you guys updated with that one, maybe.
What do you feel is kind of now that you're making the leap to the pros, what do you feel is the next level step for you in your development and being ready for the next level of the game?
Yeah, just being able to go against, like me, I imagine the best player I played in college football, and I imagine that guy, and I got to think about I'm playing that guy every single day, no matter who it is. These guys are, you're playing amongst the best of the best. So my thing is be ready to go against the best of the best. Be ready to go through adversity with these guys. So I think my mind's ready. So I'm excited.
And over the course of the last couple of years, as you wrapped up your collegiate playing years, what do you feel like are the elements of your game that you improved the most, or maybe made the biggest leaps?
Like I said, trying to be more nasty player. Coming off the ball with attention to move a guy from A to B with they're fighting their hardest against me, but I can move them, and it's a good feeling. So just being able to do that kind of thing I feel helped my game, and I kind of took a leap with that. So yeah.
Is being nasty like a mentality? How do you work on that?
I think you gotta have it's all in the mind. So I'm thinking, I have family. My thing is always family. So I'm thinking there's a linebacker there. You guys ever watch Waterboy, and you imagine this guy is, he's talking about my mom, or he's talking about my brother. So my intention is
Louisiana. That's exactly what it's like here in Louisiana, right?
Oh yeah.
What do you think about the idea of playing guard? Some people believe that could be your best spot in the NFL. Just what do you think about kicking inside if needed to?
I think I'm ready. People like to say, it's not guard's easier than. I feel like guard is a whole different position. It's you got guys in your face, and it's they're right there in your face right when the ball snaps. At tackle you got a little more time, but then at guard you're going against guys that are they're developing. AD just left the league, but you got guys like Chris Jones and all those guys inside. So I think it's just good competition in there, and just be ready to go against some big boys.
And Taliese, any significance to what you're wearing tonight, your family, and what you got on?
Yeah. So I just like to keep it cultural, man. Right now I got a safari on. What do you call it? It's just a with like a shirt, a button up, but really it's just I just want to be able to show off my culture. I'm Samoan, so just be able to show these younger guys, and I see that Troy Faltano, he's wearing stuff like this too. So being able to show that for the younger guys, it's a blessing for us.
Hey, you mentioned the.
Oh,
go ahead.
No, I was going to say, Tali, what does it mean to you to become the first offensive lineman to be a first-round draft pick from Oregon State?
Man, it means a lot. Just because our mentality down there at Oregon State, you know, we like to think, you know, blue collar, and you know, like it's just a blessing because you know there's a lot of guys, like great guys that have come from Oregon State. You got, you know, Andy Levitri and Isaac Samalo, and you know, just be able to like be that first guy in the first round. You know, like it's only because of those guys that paved the way for me. And you know, Oregon State has always been a tough, like greedy school, and I can't thank them enough. And Oregon State is like the best reason, like the best thing I've ever done in my life to go there. I'm just thankful for those guys.
And how does it feel as well being able to be kind of next in line, carrying the Poly heritage into the NFL?
Yeah, you know, that's another big thing too. You know, I got a lot of family members, and you know, Polynesians sometimes they fall into like stereotypical situations, and you know, I want to be able to show like, you know, you can still be a goofy poly dude that, you know, likes to goof around, but you know, when it's time to be serious and you come on the field, you got to be serious. So you know, like being able to be a leader for the young generations, especially my family, is just, you know, it's a blessing, and you know, I'm glad that I'm in this situation for them.
Have you been in touch with, I'm sorry if you mentioned this before, but have you been in touch with any of the other folks in the league already that are of the same background?
So I speak to some players that are like, you know, like already gone, like Mikey Batti, you know, he was giving me some information before, you know, like how the whole like process is, you know, and you know, some other players hit me up, just Polynesian players, just to stay, you know, like giving me like tips and, you know, knowledge that I could use for, you know, a guy coming to the league.
Awesome.
When you got drafted, Louis Riddick, one of the things he said was that he thought that you were a guy that could stick around for like 10 to 15 years and be a, you know, a Pro Bowler. What does that mean to hear stuff like that?
It feels good. You know, my thing isn't always about the money. You know, I'm trying to carry my last name to the very top. You know, Fuaga, I don't think anybody's met another Fuaga that has come to the league. So just being able to carry my family's name up there is a big thing for us. And, you know, it's just a blessing. And I want to be able to, you know, take it higher than you can ever could. So.
Tali, how did you feel like Oregon State's offense prepared you for the NFL?
You know, I think it was just really the guys around me, and you know, I think like the coaching staff, Coach Mahalchek, you know, he's a tough guy. You know, he's that guy. You know, he got his dip and his Mountain Dew, so you know, he's coming in ready to work every single day. And you know, my guys in my O line, you know, Jake Levengood, Joshua Gray, Henry Bloomfield, all those guys. You know, Tanner Miller, these guys. I played next to a walk-on, and you know, these guys, they work their butt off, man. And you know, you don't really hear those players we had coming out of high school, but you know, just being able to show that no matter where you come from, and you know, it doesn't matter how many stars you get, no matter where you get picked, it's all about just playing football with your heart, man. And you just gotta be able to strain out there as an O lineman.
How many times have you seen The Water Boy?
Yeah, I don't know. A lot of times, I love Adam Sandler movies. That Adam Sandler has some good movies, man. And that Waterboy was always probably, it's 1 or 2. I don't know. I like Happy Gilmore, so it's right there.
Also solid pick.
What's the first Louisiana food you want to try?
Hey, sorry.
What's the first Louisiana food you want to try?
You know, I don't know too much about Louisiana food. I think I like some spice, so anything kind of spicy a little bit. I like to try those kind of things.
You gonna be all right. All right.
Yeah.
We got you.
Anything else for Taliese?
What's your thoughts on the upcoming process now that you got drafted, going to OTAs, training camp, and preseason?
I don't really know, but my thing is just, you know, trying to get to know my teammates and, you know, be the best teammate I can be out there for those guys, and, you know, help this team win more games. And, you know, I just want to be able to be the best teammate I can be, really. So, yeah.
All right. Appreciate you taking the time,
Thank
Taliese.
you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.